No one's born confident. It's a skill that you can learn, and you can definitely be very confident in the IELTS speaking test if you just follow these very three simple things to do before your test, ideally a night before the test. My name is Asmita, your IELTS mentor here at Vedantu, and before I get started, I want to tell you that you have at your disposal free career counseling. I cannot state enough how important career counseling is at this point in time, especially for those who wish to go and study abroad. There are too many things involved and you can't possibly keep track. What essays to write, how good do they have to be, what entrance exams to take, what are different qualifying tests that I need to make sure I have a good score in, what are the visa requirements, what's the budget, what's the scholarship that I need to apply for, what is the minimum requirement to meet to get the scholarship, etc., etc. Like I can list 50 more things, but I'll make this video too long. You get it, and that's why a lot of people are offering career counseling. It's a lucrative business and it also costs a lot of money. Now, studying abroad may already be burning a hole in your parents' pockets. You don't want to add to that, which is why Vedantu is giving you free career counseling. Please make use of it. I cannot emphasize that enough. All you have to do is fill out the form in the description if you truly are serious about studying abroad. Moving on, how to be more confident before your IELTS speaking test. Number one thing, get into the thinking in English mode. Ideally, this should happen 1 week before your speaking test. The reason for this is your brain shouldn't have to translate during the test. A lot of time what happens with bilingual speakers is that we can think of a word to describe a situation perfectly in our mother tongue or native language, but we're not able to find an exact counterpart for it in English. And we end up loosely translating it and it's not as impactful. If instead we learn how to think in English, get into the English thinking mode, this additional layer of translating goes away and it becomes a lot easier on our brain to come up with good vocabulary, right? How can you do this? How can you train your brain to think in English? First thing you can do is describe things around you in English. So usually when we are sitting around the house being our usual lazy selves and ordering people around, you might say, "Mummy, pani pila do, Papa ye pakda do," whatever it is. Try to say everything in English. When you do that, you are recognizing objects in English, you are making that little association in your brain, and that will put your brain into English thinking mode. That's a wooden chair. It looks old but comfortable. So here you've gone a step ahead. Not only have you recognized or identified the noun in English, but you've also given it adjectives, right? So that's going the extra mile and making sure you really know how to describe and talk about things in English. Another thing you can do is narrate everything that you're doing. So this could be your little fake vlog, right? Pretend like you are an internet influencer celebrity and you're just talking about everything that you're doing throughout the day. Constantly do it at least for a week, but even if not for a week, a day before the IELTS, you need to be doing this. Now I'm walking to the desk, picking up my notebook, just very day-to-day, mundane, banal actions. Just try narrating them in English and you will go into English mode in your brain. All right. Next thing that you need to do is practice 3 fluency builders. Now, these warm you up with natural, non-robotic language. What are these fluency builders? Well, it's just basically like part 1 or part 2 of the test, where you have to talk about something at length, and you can pick up random everyday topics to warm you up into these, right? So here you have prompts like talk about your favorite meal, pick up whatever, Rajma Chawal, talk about it, make sure you're describing it, describe what its texture, shape and taste is like, how it's aromatic, it has spices, it's warm, it makes me feel comforted. So just what the food is, what it's like, what are its physical qualities and how it makes you feel. Why it's your favorite. Do you have a childhood memory associated with it? Stuff like that. Describe your hometown in under 30 seconds. Again, all aspects of your hometown, where is it situated, how often do you visit, what it's like, what the ambience is like, do you like it, do you not like it. Tell a short story about something funny that happened recently, right? So these are just examples of prompts that you can use to build fluency. Practice with at least 3 and you can use similar prompts. In fact, you can go to any AI chatbot and ask for 3 fluency building prompts that you can practice before the IELTS test, and make sure they're not very IELTS specific. They can be more generic, because if you practice with IELTS specific prompts, you will get stuck, right? You need to really expand your perspective, not further narrow it down before the test, right? Because there are 100 to 200 different prompts that can be possibly asked in the IELTS. And if you're only preparing, let's say, 5, then you're stuck in those 5. And you've lost now the ability to think about the rest of them. There's also the fear of getting disappointed here, because you're preparing 5 prompts really well. None of them are asked in the test, and suddenly you're disappointed that all your effort has gone to waste. So that's why keep them general, keep them generic, not IELTS specific, but you are using them to get into English speaking mode, all right? And lastly, review 5 topic-wise vocabulary clusters. Now, ideally, you should be making these clusters on your own. Whenever you pick up new vocabulary, try to put it in a bucket. If it's a topic related, if it belongs to a certain discipline, put it under that bucket. If it's an adjective, you can put it under part of speech bucket. So if it's an adjective, comes under adjectives, but what is it generally used to talk about, right? So you can make these sub buckets, and with IELTS in mind, ideally you should be making topic wise buckets as well. Once you've done that, you've made your vocabulary clusters, review at least 5 of them. That'll just give you a little bit of a boost that, okay, I have these good vocabulary words at my disposal, and just I'm not saying practice with them in detail, but just review them, read them. If you can do more than 5, then do more than 5. Don't overburden your brain, but just go through them, glance at them. You never know which word will stick with you and will suddenly come in handy during the IELTS. Okay, so example clusters, or how you should be making these notes is this. For example, words like curriculum assignment, peer pressure can come under education, itinerary, local cuisine, getaway, under travel, innovation, user-friendly, data breach, technology, sustainability, pollution, conservation, environment, and upbringing, bonding, generation gap, family, right? So you should make these topic-wise clusters. They can also be part of speech clusters. These are nouns, these are good verbs, these are good adjectives, and they generally used to talk about this, generally used to talk about that, all right? So once you've done all of this before the test, I've already made a video on what you need to do right before the speaking test, that is the morning of the speaking test. This has to be done a night before. All right, morning off, there are many things like warming up your tongue, doing tongue twisters, building your confidence, affirmations, mindset, all of that I've made a separate video on. Do check that out so you know exactly how to prep yourself before you go ace that speaking test. That brings me to the end of this video. If you liked it, found it useful, don't forget to share it with all of your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.